I'm gonna create this league. Alright, I'm gonna show you some things that we're dealing with here. And try to explain like what the issue is, as well as how we can go about fixing it. Okay. Alright. Got my chat pulled up. Alright, what's up, Jake? I see you. Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and create this dynasty. Make sure I don't have one already created. Okay, perfect. Alright, so this is going to take a second, by the way. Active roster, cloud, continue. So it's going to take a second to upload these players. So while we are waiting, I can explain to you guys kind of the issue that we're dealing with here. So what happened, and it's really not an issue. I mean, I guess it is an issue, but I don't even know if I'd consider it a bug. It's just something that the game does. So whenever you guys look at your teams, it tells you how many dynasty points you should expect to have. But what happens is, whenever I create the league, everybody but me, like every team but the one, except for the one that I choose, is considered a CPU until somebody selects the team, correct? So let's say Derek earlier, he chose Missouri. It showed that like he didn't have as many dynasty points as he was expecting, because as the CPU, it went ahead and put those points on certain things. Now, most of it is refundable, so like he was able to cancel it and get his points back, but some of it is not. Some of it's like equipment, and it just takes it. So that's just a thing that it does, and it'll be so much easier to explain once I'm able to actually dive in here and show you guys. But just keep in mind that's what we're dealing with here. I don't even really think it's a bug. I just think it's the way they made the game, and it's definitely something we could play through, but I want to get y'all's thoughts on it after y'all see it for yourselves. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Let's do settings first. I'm going to walk through all the settings, and I'll try to explain any of the ones that I change. So none of this stuff is changing except for this. We're definitely turning off coach level purchases. None of this is changing for now. We are going to go to 6 minutes like we did in the past. None of this is changing. This is all normal. I'm just going to fly through this. Now this is one thing I am going to crank down. A lot of leagues crank it down even further than this, but I'm going to crank it down to 15 because I'm expecting a patch, so I don't want to like overdo it. And I can always go back and change this if we decide to do something different. So we're going to keep that at the max transfers is at 15, and then just lower the chance for a transfer down a little bit. Everything else I think stays the same. So all the settings, no auto recruiting, it will auto progress your players, so it's no manual progression there. Everything else is normal. Okay. I'm gonna change our name here. If you guys have questions, I've got my chat pulled up, so I'll try to get to them whenever I can. Alright, Might Leach Memorial, and I'm gonna make the password. After my buddy Frank. Alright, so but yeah, so all this stuff you guys can just change on your own if you decide to. That's all personal stuff. Alright, so that's the league settings. I don't have to do any of that, no custom prompts, so we're going to advance. Now here's something I want you to see, okay? So for example, I've got it clicked on Colorado. This is who I'm gonna click, who I'm gonna be. If you look at available dynasty points up there underneath school info, it says 3,210. Let's go to Missouri, because that's who Derek's gonna be. And it says 1,055. However, when Derek clicks on Missouri after like I create all this, it's gonna be way less than that. And the reason is, it puts the CPU, as soon as I create this league, all the CPU teams start spending their points on stuff like facilities and support staff. Most of it you can, once you join that team, most of it you can get rid of and you can get your points back. But some of it you can't. That's the issue, and I'll explain that in a second. Okay. So anyways, I'm gonna pick my team, and I'm gonna try to fly through all this stuff. And I know nobody wants to watch me create my coach, but I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna do recruiter. If you want to go take a break, this is gonna take me probably about 3 minutes to do all this. So. I've done this probably like 10 times now, just trying to mess around with the stuff to make sure everything works smoothly when we start, but I'm going to keep the offense, but I'm definitely using that defense. Y'all know I got to make my alma mater the Auburn Tigers. I'm going to go Pipeline North Texas, or North Florida, one of those. Yeah, North Florida. Keep all that the same, we'll go balance pressure, and then we'll change this. Now, all this dynasty point strategy stuff, you can change that at any point, so don't feel like you're attached to it. I'm just going to put it as developmental for now. Appearance, Jesse Pinkman is a white man, so I'm going to have to go to, I think this is probably the best ones. 150, physique, he's a skinny dude. I don't know if it's that skinny, but hey, that'll work. And gear. They updated the gear, boys. Sure, let's go with that. Let's go with khaki. There we go. Now your shoes, since I'm a Nike school, I'll get to choose from Nike, so that's cool. Alright, continue. Alright, I think I'm good to go. And so it shows me what my stuff is on the right, like what my expectations are. And all that stuff. But I'm just going to fly through this. You guys can look at all that on your own. And I just want to explain to you sort of the issue. Alright, so I've got the deluxe order, so I've got the 150 points. Now, this right here, Rainmaker, we are not using it. I can't like get rid of it, but we're not using this. So if this pops up for you and it goes to your coaching, you go to your coaching abilities, just don't use it, because we're gonna ban that. I have it and I'm not using it. Alright, so I want to show you guys kind of the issue that we ran into when me and DV were doing this earlier. So if I click on Hire Staff and Manage Blueprint, for me, since I'm in complete control of everything, I have 3,210 available Dynasty points of my 5,875 budget. That's what it should be. That's what it says online it's going to be. That's what it should be. Now, if I click on Hire Staff, all these empty staff slots up here, these are called support staff slots. So if I click on it, and I can spend, like you see the cost for all these things, right? And I can spend however much I want. Okay? Now, for you guys, when you click on your team, it's already going to have some of these hired for you. Okay? Now, this is the one where you can get rid of it, right? So, like, I'm going to hire for 1,000. Okay? But let's say I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that particular one. Okay? So now I can just go back and I can hit fire, and boom, I get my points back. Okay, all's well. So for you guys, whenever you guys join, it's going to have some support staff already hired for you. If you don't want them, you can just fire them, and you'll get your points back. But here's where the issue comes in. Facilities. Click on facilities. Go down here. It's already got me one of these on here. Okay, it's already bought one of them for me. But that's just like, that comes with my facility. I didn't actually spend any of my points. But if I want to add more equipment, so let's just say I click this, and let's say I want to do on-demand repairs for 850. Notice when I do this, it says once purchased, you cannot get a refund for this equipment. That's the problem. So like, what it's doing is the computer is actually going ahead and doing this for you guys. So on one hand, this stuff is helpful, okay? Like, you're most likely gonna want to buy some of this stuff anyways, but it takes away some of the autonomy. Like, you don't get to choose where all your points go. Now, it would be fine if it did that for everybody, but it doesn't do that to me because I'm the one creating the league, which doesn't seem fair. That gives me an advantage, and I don't want an advantage over y'all. So here's kind of what we can do here. We can either make it to where we wait until and see if EA patches it, which they may or may not. They may fix it, they may not fix it. Who knows? Or what we can do is we can just go about it the way we were going to. You guys can join the league. You can go to your support staff and get your points back from that. But you might end up having to just kind of live with whatever equipment they choose for you. Okay? And if y'all want to like all agree to make me spend a certain amount on facilities just to make it fair, I am so down with that. Okay? I don't want an advantage over anybody else just because I'm the one that created the league. So that's probably the easiest fix. Is let's just go about it like we were planning on it. We'll create the league. We'll use this league. And then once you join, you can get rid of the support staff and then do that on your own. And then, you know, however much the CPU spends on your equipment, you know, that's just what it is. So that is the issue. I don't think it's like a deal breaker or anything, but it is unfortunate. So anyway, so y'all let me know what y'all think in Discord. To join this thing, why the dynasty points are going to be less than what you're expecting, okay? And how you can fix some of it, but there's also some of it you cannot fix, alright? So y'all, we'll chat about it in Discord. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense, guys. If not, I'll try to explain it better in the Discord.